You're listening to Weird and Dead, the paleontology podcast that tells evolution's most embarrassing and bizarre stories. I'm Meaghan Wetherell.
And I'm Amy Atwater, and we're two living scientists who are weirdly excited about dead things. The fossil record is full of things with horns. It is less full of things with one horn, or one horn on the forehead, or one on the forehead that spirals.
On this episode, we're going to talk about the legend of the unicorn and why the curse of bilateral symmetry makes it difficult for ungulates to get that sweet, sweet midline horn.
And no, we don't talk about dinosaur unicorns. Nobody cares about them.
Though we did make a singular exception to make fun of Spinosaurus, which is over on Patreon. This one is a bit safer than normal, but check the content warnings. It's a episode about horns. There's only so much that we could resist. If we were going to pick a fossil animal or a living animal, which is the most likely to meet the criteria of a unicorn?
Yeah, I'm curious about this because I feel like I understand the fairy tale version quite well from reading lots of children's books, but I'm very excited to hear the scientific criteria.
Yeah, scientific being my criteria.
Well, duh.
I'm a unicorn scientist
You're
now.
a doctor.
That's right.
If you say so, it's science.
So, the definition of a unicorn that we are using, because I'm a scientist and this is the best one, is a beast with a single large, pointed, spiraling horn projecting from its forehead. Okay. It does not define whether it's forked or not in this definition. I think it should be not forked.
Yeah, I mean, like
that would be
single kind of implies, I support that. I
Okay.
support that interpretation.
So, a beast with a single large, pointed, spiraling horn projecting from its forehead. Now, that does not exclude things like, like potentially like a dinosaur or something. But I am going to go ahead and say that we're sticking with just hooved mammals because otherwise this will never end.
Yeah, that's totally fair. It's not in that official definition. That's because they have blinders on.
Yeah.
They're already being biased by the image we all have in our head of a unicorn, which is a narwhal.
And sometimes unicorns have been depicted with cloven hooves, so more artiodactyls. And sometimes they have been depicted as having a single hoof. So
I guess I always assumed it was a single hoof.
Because recently it's always been a horse. But horses, of all of the things, are the least likely to be the unicorn, if we're going with our definition. Because at no point did horses evolve headgear.
But their cousins, the rhinos, have.
Indeed. So if we're going to talk about animals that don't have cloven hooves, we can't do the horse. There's just evolutionarily, they've always been flat-headed little fuckers.
And we have lots of their bones. We would know.
We would know.
We have more of that than
en masse.
Some of these dinosaurs.
So that leaves us with a couple remaining perissodactyls, including rhinos, and some artiodactyls, so cloven-hooved animals, and a notoungulates, so from South America.
Sure.
And I didn't find any members of Litopterna that had a horn of any kind.
I mean, they had a lot going on in their face already. They already had a full fucking trunk, They had a hose face.
Yeah.
That would have been a lot. That would have been a little overwhelming.
I also didn't find any condylar that had horns, which are like a weird basal thing that I don't fully understand what they are, but I know if you're talking about early artiodactyls, you have to talk about them somehow.
Just generic barrels with legs. Yep. That's just the phase we all go through. Just a barrel with legs.
Yeah. And then other basal weirdos, basically, I didn't find too many of them. So we're going to talk about the remaining perissodactyls first. Okay. I'm going to exclude tapirs because tapirs do not seem to have gone the horned route.
No, again, they put the energy into a trunk.
They put the energy into the trunk.
And a weird dick.
And technically, if you look at a tapir skull, it kind of looks like a horn.
It does. It does.
Their nasals have retracted and elevated on their face, not spiraling, and covered in flesh.
Yeah, so only if you found it. But then again, it's like cyclops, mammoths, like, I could see it, but...
Yeah, so if they found the skull, I don't know that they'd go with unicorn, they might go with monster, but yeah, I think we're gonna exclude tapirs from this conversation.
Yeah, they do have really weird skulls. Yeah.
We're gonna get way weird with it today.
Well, it's the name of the show.
Yes, so when you look at a rhino skull, you can tell whether it had a horn and what the placement of that horn was, because there is a bony signature. That said, the rhino horn itself is not bone, it's all keratin. So when people are like grinding up rhino horns for fertility, they're eating fingernails. Yeah. And it is literally
rhino face fingernail.
One giant face fingernail projecting from the nail bed of the rhino's face. Yeah. So I did get a rhino skull here so we could really quickly look at that. So this is the one-horned rhino, which whichever one that is. And it's got a big, super rounded, they have like concentric rings even. There's this rugose or like wrinkly surface, but the wrinkles are, they form concentric rings, and it's not really wrinkles so much as it's like little spikes. And that's
on its base there. It looks like, you know, how alcoholics, their noses get like really bulbous and like red and patchy. It's giving like that kind of energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure rhinos would be alcoholics if they could be.
Yeah. Oh my God. They're in so much pain.
They are. They have so much arthritis.
So much arthritis.
Artiodactyls. So that's what the rhino horn base looks like, which is important.
It's bumpy.
It's bumpy. There are plenty of rhinos throughout time that have had a variable number of horns. They are always in the middle, which I found very weird, because bilateral symmetry in animals is part of the reason why singular horns are kind of hard to develop. But because they have this single fingernail, essentially, that they're growing from their face, they've been able to do the unilateral thing.
Okay.
And so there are some that have 2 horns. There are some that have 1 horn. At no point did I find a rhino, other than the one we're about to talk about, that had just the horn on the forehead.
Oh, so if you have a forehead horn, you also have a nose horn.
A nose horn.
And my other thought and question is, which of the current rhinos is like the ancestrally oldest, and do they have 1 or 2? Like, is it 2 first to 1, or is it 1, or is it plastic?
I have no idea. I think it's plastic, would be my guess.
Yeah. But not so plastic that one that, like, a 1 horn can't just suddenly have another horn. So it's still species dependent.
It's still species dependent.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. They're going to have 1 fingernail or 2 fingernails.
But you can't have a forehead. You can't have a unicorn spike unless you have a nose spike. So it's hard to just be forehead spike. Single. Except
for Elasmotherium. So Elasmotherium, here's what its skull looks like.
Oh my God. Damn, they are weird looking.
Oh,
I mean, it looks like a pachycephalosaur.
It does look like a pachycephalosaur.
But with like a weird other shit going on.
Yeah. So it's got like a really rugose kind of forehead area.
Dome. Very dome. Topographic complexity.
Yes, some serious topographic complexity. You can see those little, those blood vessels.
Oh, she's veiny.
She is really veiny. And that is why Elasmotherium probably did not have a horn. So with rhinos, remember, it's just keratin.
Sure.
Your fingernails, you can clip them and not bleed as long as you don't go back too far.
Right.
Because you don't need blood supply to support the keratin. So the fact that there is a big blood supply is kind of important here.
Okay.
And the fact that the rugosity, the little spikes, I didn't get a picture from top, but if you look at them from the top, they aren't forming those concentric rings. They're kind of irregular. And it's not like a perfect annular surface that a horn could be secreted from. So even though Elasmotherium has...
about it like that.
I know.
It's disgusting.
Even though Elasmotherium has occasionally been like ascribed this one single giant horn, because that's a big bump on its forehead. So clearly if it's a horn, it must be huge. It's more likely that it actually had no horn at all. And instead, you said pachycephalosaur.
Right, sure.
Pachycephalosaur.
Oh, it was just a head butter?
Yeah.
But wouldn't you not want that super veiny if you're headbutting with it? Or do you want it veinier if you're headbutting?
Growing and repairing some sort of cartilaginous like
soft tissue toughness. Yeah.
Then you might want to have that. So the illustrations.
Okay, good. Let's get to that.
Yes.
Jesus. Ugh. You wish you were just a barrel with legs, but no one will think that with a face like that. It's okay. I understand.
Suddenly so apologetic.
Okay, so it's just got a little skate ramp on top, like a bumpy boss.
Yes.
But not a true horn.
A bumpy boss, but not a true horn. And they think that it's actually more like an extended kind of forehead lump, like you see, I guess, in muskoxes.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I like that connection. So could they have had like whoop, 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 whoop? But no, because you have evidence of that in the bone.
Yes. She was just making the whoop, 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 and making horn signs.
Like a muskox.
No horns.
Musk oxen.
Just one big ugly forehead.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's like a ski slope. It's really, I mean, so, and then like, again, there's not always a function with everything in anatomy. It does make me though wonder like what role, if any, it played ecologically with like, I get the horns but again, for head butting, like quite literally like ramming.
I think it's probably wrestling, not head butting per se.
I like a wrestle. That's more fun.
A lot of these animals,
which one's Hulk Hogan?
Are going to have wrestling, not headbutting.
Okay.
Or at least not too extreme of headbutting.
You could get a nice little hook in with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
So Elasmotherium, even though it does have a single horn, it's not a horn.
It doesn't make a spiral. It doesn't. And I mean, it's on the forehead, and it's definitely something bumpy, but.
Yeah.
Okay. So close. Good try. Valiant effort.
Being gotten rid of.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I'm so sorry. Whoever drew you hates you. I'm so sorry
if the person... by your ex, for sure.
But seriously,
that is
so sad.
Unflattering. But really, rhinos are gross looking.
Yeah, it's true.
I still remember last year feeding that one in.
Yeah, it was like
not better up close. I loved it, but not better.
Seriously,
up close.
Yes, yeah. Agreed.
Okay, so there's not other rhinos basically that meet the criteria. Elasmotherium
this is as close as we
almost does. But there are other not rhinos that are in, I believe they're in Perissodactyla, brontotheres.
Yeah, they are. And we're just not quite sure where they
fit.
A lot of people thought it was horses for a really long time, which must have been because the brontotherium little toy we have has a nutsack. And modern rhinos, in our scrotum episode, they stay up. They don't have a... Anyway, so but a lot of folks think it could be invasive rhinos as well. We just don't know.
So there are a shit ton of brontotheres. And if you don't know what a brontothere is, imagine a rhino, but put a fork on its face. Not all of them had horns.
Not all of them had frontonasal horns, but theirs were actually bone. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So theirs were bone, and they weren't actually... So
they had different numbers of toes, and their teeth are different.
Oh, interesting.
I think their front toes might even rudely have 4. They don't follow the exact rules. It's so rude.
So, yeah, brontotheres, if you look at, the bony surface, there's not that rugose boss. So it's not like they were supporting keratin fingernail horns. And there's not, a bunch of blood vessels to suggest that they were supporting these weird kind of cartilaginous pads. They're kind of just pretty smooth. And they're not, extremely... It's not like a battering ram of bone.
Well, yeah, we compare them to the ossicones of giraffes. So they don't have, they got
flesh cover.
Right, exactly. A thin layer of skin over them.
Yeah.
If it's a 1-to-1 with a giraffe ossicone, which are their cute little ET antenna, little alien things they have on their adorable faces. Yeah.
So let's take a look at some brontotheres. I think I only put the really crazy one in here, and I didn't write down its goddamn name. Megacerops.
Because I got there's a typo in my exhibit sign, because I wrote, I can't believe I'm saying this, Megaceratops. Max and Madison call
I actually don't think this is Megacerops.
If it is connected in there, then it might be Embolotherium.
It's Embolotherium. That's the one that it is.
Yeah, that's an Asiatic taxon. That's, yeah.
Yeah, so Embolotherium was definitely one of the stupider discoveries on this journey today. So Embolotherium has this massive
such
horn.
a dumb-looking skull. It's ridiculously crazy looking.
It looks like it ran into a wall and just turned its whole face upward.
Yeah. If you took a shovel tusker and pulled out its face and lifted it on up. And that is the worst photo ever.
So this photo
so unflattering.
Is actually
it's so dead, and it's still, you can be like, no, it did not want you to see it like this.
This photo is a deeply important angle because it's not a paper yet. They keep just citing their own abstract, and I'm guilty of that too. But come on, guys, we need this paper.
Follow through.
So you see how there's an internal structure?
Yeah.
There's 2 little lumps.
It's like a little heart, really. It's just like a heart with a long base.
Yeah, so there's these tracks on the inside.
Yeah.
Where's the nasal bone?
Oh, God. I don't know where the nasal bone is. Is that all of it?
So the nasal bone, the nasal tracts that's what those little like runways are.
Okay.
So this abstract by Milbacher and I should know his name. I've met him. Sorry. They basically theorized that even though it's incredibly hard to conceptualize, that whole thing is the nose. The nostrils on top.
What?
Yeah. So this is
if the nostrils are, I kind of wanted you to say that it just had huge gaping nostrils.
I don't think they excluded that possibility, but it was just an abstract. That's why they got to write up the paper.
Wow. Oh, so it would be like off the tip of this little boop. Ew.
So telescoping nostrils.
A snorkel.
And snorkel, yeah. So I did find a couple illustrations, and I'm going to just show you my favorite.
This isn't going to look like the Ice Age movie we watched last night.
Not at all, no.
Oh my God. Yeah, I kind of want them more gaping.
Yeah. I kind of want that to not exist at all.
Wow. I mean, to me, if it's not gaping, why do it? Like, are you really, did it live, is it like a saiga? Is it doing like a saiga? Like, wow.
It's bony.
It's bony. Well, right, but the nose part, like, but are they trying to do a similar like, I guess, is the reason similar? Obviously, they're doing different mechanisms, but like to have a huge ass nose like that, maybe it is to warm shit up if you're in a cold ass environment or something before it hits all your cranial things. I don't know. Maybe. But I'm just like, why? Why would God do this to you? Why, when God had your bit of clay, did God go, I'm going to make this one out of some freaky deaky nose things? I mean, I love this. This is way more fun than it just being fun.
Yeah. But yeah, so just super strange looking. And of course, going back to our unicorn conversation, brontotheres, they're on the nose. They're not on the forehead. They're not spiraling.
Frontonasal horn.
They are singular usually, but they're also forked typically.
Yeah.
And sometimes they are the nose. So like the tapirs, you kind of got to exclude those.
Yeah. Yep. No, it's out.
Yeah, so that's basically Perissodactyla.
Okay.
Like, that's their best representative.
We don't have any Colicotheres that go full horny.
There's Tylocephalonyx, which goes full Pachycephalosaur.
Okay, right. Yeah, right. Full
but no horns. So there is a Merid ungulate, I believe, that I mentioned. We're going to do a couple honorable mentions from the weirdo groups here before we move on to the true creme de la creme, which is, of course, the artiodactyls.
Well, I'm so glad they have you.
Always advocating.
Always.
So we've got from Merid ungulates, which are weird South American things. We've got Trigodon, which I didn't bother to include a photo here because it's just a rhino.
Does it have 3 horns?
Nope, one.
Okay.
No, just one. Oh. Might have 3 toes. I don't know.
So it's just like if a South American ungulate wanted to do a rhino like thing. Well, did it have stupid fucking giant gaping nostrils?
It wanted to do a rhino thing.
Not a brontothere thing. Right,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
Right. Well, technically, they're all They're all rhinos. Are they? We don't even know how that goes. Anyway.
Okay, so Merid ungulates.
Okay.
I kept looking into a couple of things that I hadn't heard of because I realized that there were more ungulate groups that I hadn't really looked at. So this is not a unicorn in any way, shape, or form, but honorable mention goes to Arsinotherium, which has 2 absolutely gigantic
Madonna titties.
I was like, it's tit-like, right? Like
it's super tit-like.
Yeah.
It's like if you just anytime that you like a bull when it like scratches at the ground and it's gonna run at you, but that's just
like I don't think it could do anything else.
Yeah. And titties pointing at you in that position.
That face is all Madonna titty.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, those are impressive. I do know this
would have had a keratin bra,
toys.
Technically, you know.
Right. No, it would have definitely had a keratin sheath. Yes.
Screw goes across the
and they would have been, right, exactly, like bedazzled. Bedazzled titties.
That's true.
Face titties.
You know, rhinos, they've got the keratin, but like they're not doing what birds are doing with keratin, you know?
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Maybe Arsinotherium was a little bit more
speculative. They form differently too. Well, I don't know. It's like different ways to play with the same biological materials.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
God has such a sense of humor.
Yeah. Speaking of sense of humor, There's also, of course, the uintathirs.
Oh, good. Good. Can you explain to me what a uintathyr is?
No. And in fact, I do think we should probably do a whole episode on what the fuck a uintathyr is.
Want more Weird and Dead content and you don't want to wait? Head on over to our Patreon for exclusive content, early ad-free episodes, and so much more. For only $5 a month, you too can hear our outtakes, exclusive episodes, and the stuff we cut for time, and also just because it was, too much.
In addition to supporting the podcast, our Patreon money also is going now to research. So if you're excited about maybe some of the science that we're doing, you might also want to head over to Patreon.
Are they pantodonts or whatever? Anyway.
I think that it was classified into Dinocerata.
Oh, Dinocerata. Okay, yeah, that's what I've heard.
It's sort of like a punk Smilodon rhino. You know, like a kind of actually more elephant-y looking body, like not such short legs.
And then it's got like Mickey Mouse ears for an ass.
Oh yeah, its hips are those are some wide hips.
Yeah, that is some like Shakira level.
That's a cute little kid that's blurry in that photo. I stole off the internet.
Yeah, but they're super weird. They've got lots of knobby, bony, pointy things coming off the top of their head.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as far as I could tell, it's not super rugose, so probably not keratin. Very similar to brontothirs, would have been fleshy.
Ew.
And of course, they have 4. And they are bilaterally symmetrical.
Right. It's like, they're like tongs. Were they holding a giant diamond ring?
Maybe.
Anyway.
Maybe that's what the fangs are for.
Yeah. Why did it have,
sabers.
Sabers. Yeah. Definitely, probably to show off because they seem, but it's cool that they also like some saber-toothed cats.
Head wasn't enough. You had to accessorize with giant fangs.
Well, if you're already this dedicated, like you've gone so far, when people start the plastic surgery journey.
Oh, that's true. That's true. This is full rabbit hole.
Just Amanda Lepore.
More is more.
Yes, of paleontology. Yeah, but I like how they have the little protective lower jaw flanges to like protect their which gives them jowls. Yeah, so they look great. Yeah, you look great. Beautiful. You look great. Keep doing the work. Keep going to your doctor.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously not a unicorn, has 4 horns, bilaterally symmetrical. Now we're going to move on to, of course, the best animals, the artiodactyls. But we are going to start with set artiodactyla. Because as you mentioned, narwhals.
Oh, right.
Now, narwhals don't have 4 legs. So they have neither cloven nor uncloven hooves.
But evolutionarily, they are.
Exactly.
Well, then they're also a fish.
But they are the first of the organisms that we have talked about that have a single spiraling horn.
Pointy horn.
Yes.
Right.
So narwhals, if you're not familiar, it's a whale.
I love how you explain that more than you explain the uintathyr. And
I can't explain the uintathyr. Like narwhals, I know what those are. You probably do too.
Uintathyr is when God decided to do mushrooms and then go back to sculpting.
Yes. Kind of looks like it melted a little bit as well.
It does. It put that clay out in the sun a little too long.
Yep. It's molded with some other animal. So narwhals, their horn is not a horn. It is a tooth. It's a canine tooth.
Oh, it's a canine. Okay.
And it is long and spiraling because it is sexually selected for, because the boys have the horns and the females usually don't.
Okay.
And the females prefer longer horns.
She picky.
Picky.
Okay.
And of course, this is one of the classic problems with unicorns is that we are bilaterally symmetrical organisms. So technically, it is, I believe it's the left tooth, and it's almost always the left.
Oh.
So it comes out the front of the face, which with a whale, what's the forehead? Like it's a little hard to say.
Yeah.
And they do have a second tusk that is short and retained. Very rarely you'll see one that has that short retained tusk kind of poking out, like it gets a little bit.
So it's also it's positioned in the same spot.
Going
forward. So it's not like it's got one dangling down and one going out.
And narwhals.
But it's the other canine?
It's the other canine. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So both going forward, Superman pose.
Wow, but only one got go-go gadgeted.
Exactly.
That's wild.
Well, it gets weirder because even though these are a member of the toothed whales, they basically don't have other teeth.
Oh.
They went full canine and then nothing else.
Whoa.
They have some vestigial teeth.
I don't even know shit about narwhals, I guess.
They swallow things whole. And they actually, they are known to...
Fuck you, God.
They bitch slap fish with that horn to stun them. And then they swallow them whole. Because they have 6 vestigial teeth that look like molten gummy bears.
Yeah.
But they don't actually have any chewing teeth.
They don't chew them. They're just leftovers.
But
wow, that's
weirdly,
disgusting.
So the females don't have this horn. So obviously, even though this is a great spandrel, right? Like spandrel usage.
Sure.
The males use it for bitch slapping fish, but that's not a requirement because otherwise females couldn't eat.
Please, I'm so hungry. Fall into my mouth, fish. Right. Or they have to hang out with a male to fish for them. No.
And with the narwhal tusk, it has slightly more purpose than just being sexy for other narwhals. It is not...
the bitch slapping fish is like pretty high on my list. Sure.
So the tooth itself is incredibly sensitive.
Oh, God.
It has nerves that connect to the outside.
See, well, and that's interesting. Well, don't we all into... Anyway, but it's like thanks to Yara Harity's work, like understanding that teeth first evolved outside as sensory things and then went into the mouth, and now narwhals are going back to the outside. Yeah. But isn't the ocean cold? Doesn't that hurt them?
It is cold. And in fact, that's what they are kind of using it for, because they live in, I believe, the North Pole. Yeah, one of the poles that has sea
somewhere
ice.
Cold, yes.
Somewhere cold. And one of the ways that narwhals get killed in large groups is that they like to live underneath the ice, and sometimes if the ice closes over, they will drown because they are still air-breathing mammals.
Right. Got lungs at the end of the day.
Yes. And now I thought immediately, they must use this for breaking ice. No. Nope. This is not an ice breaking situation.
It would be sick.
With their hypersensitive, long, spiraled tooth.
Right. Ouch.
What they do use it for, however, is to detect changes in salinity. So that way, because I guess if it's less saline, of course, you're more likely to freeze. So they can detect really small changes in salinity and know when the water is potentially going to freeze over and cause them all to drown.
Sure. Right.
Which just goes to show that it really is an evolution to try and make males not redundant. You still need a whole bunch of ice sensors.
Right. Like, God damn it.
They still have to deal with the thermostat control.
Eddie is such an asshole, but he's the only one who has the thermostat remote. It's so annoying. So annoying. Oh, that is really funny. That's funny.
The experiment that they used to determine that they were saline, responsive, was kind of funny. They basically took a narwhal. This is actually funny. It's not going to be one of those things.
I know. I'm always worried, and it's always then animal cruelty.
No. They had a captive narwhal, which you can
some
argue
people
that's
would
that.
say.
But they put it in a fresher water pool, and then they dumped a whole bunch of hyper concentrated saline water in next to its face. Next to the tusk.
Okay, so they're just doing a neti pot.
They just neti potted it.
Okay.
And of course, they can never describe these things in ways that make sense. Instead, they described it as produced a marked movement of the head region and coordinated respiratory response, which I take to mean it went.
It sneezed.
Yeah.
And sometimes that happens to me mid-neti. It sucks.
I think it pulled back
Actually,
and
no, that would be
sneezed out water.
Sure.
Which is really cute.
Okay, I mean, that's decent, I suppose. I don't really want to test the other ways that we would test this, so...
Yeah.
That's pretty good data. It's like all the pregnancy studies where they're like, well, no, we can't test that. Because then we'd have to have a whole sample of women doing coke their entire pregnancies. Just to see. We don't encourage. So, yeah, because it would be bad.
Yeah. So, narwhals.
Wow, it's a sensitive tusk.
It's a sensitive tusk.
See, men, your weapons can be sensitive too.
Great.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. All right, moving right along then.
You're welcome.
Of course, they don't have legs, so they have no cloven hooves. They technically do have 2 tusks. It's just that only one is usually
one goes spiral.
And even though it's mostly in the middle of their face, it's not truly in the middle of their face.
So yeah, I was wondering, is it slightly to the left? Yeah, right. I mean, left.
Anyways, so that brings us to our next artiodactyl contestant, which is going to be one that may surprise you. And this is actually why
Good.
I wanted to do this episode.
Oh, that doesn't. Oh, an artiodactyl inspired this?
I know, truly, I am so shocking.
You are shockingly predictable in your, yeah.
So have you
in certain
heard
areas.
of Cubanicurus,
Not the sign. No.
the unicorn pig?
No, I don't think so.
Perfect.
No.
So
No, but from the look of your face, it's going to be great.
the Cubanicurus, the unicorn pig,
Is that what it means?
no,
Oh.
that's what it's called. As you'll see, it's got one horn. So Cubanicurus, let me show you the skull. I got a couple different sides of it. Yeah, so why don't you describe what you're seeing there?
Oh man, I mean, first off, its teeth are doing some freaky, deaky shit with them canines. And so those are kind of distractingly sexy, really. And then, yeah, it's got like a cute little knobby horn thing. Looks a little bit, yeah, coming off of the forehead. It's a single point. It does have relatively like a point. It's not a ski slope anymore. I mean, it's not really spiraled. Not really spiraled.
No.
And then, I mean, again, though, in the ski slope, still, it just like such a long snout. Pigs go so long in the snout.
Yep. And immediately upon looking at this, my first thought was, oh, pigs finally did nasal retraction. But
But
Because-
that's its nasal, though,
but that's
down
its
there.
nasals. Yes. So it has retained its nasals. The nasal opening is still in the normal nasal opening spot. This has nothing to do with a trunk, probably, unless it had a weirder, different type of trunk. And it's not super well studied, or at least it's not super well studied in English papers or in Chinese papers that have references in English that I could find on a search.
Sure, yeah.
They are all from China. I have a couple more pictures of
Wow.
them.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, we're back in dildo territory.
We are very strongly in dildo territory.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, maybe that's how they, anyway, they just
Yeah.
like take a ride, honey.
And one thing I did start to notice.
And I love the like humongo lower jaw. So like very like, I don't know, superhero style. Like,
Yes, yeah, they have like.
but then
really
with like a
sharp
teeny
chin.
little dick, you know,
Little dick
they go
face.
together.
So, what do you see on the edge of that horn?
I mean, it's got some veininess maybe and like a bit of a tip maybe.
So, I couldn't find anything talking about that. They just mentioned that it does have a horn. There's some indication that it may be sexually dimorphic and that maybe the females don't have one.
Okay.
But it's kind of hard to tell the difference between species versus that because they don't have a huge sample. They're not oradons, you know?
But it is a fossil.
But
This
it is a
not
fossil. There are no modern unicorn pigs.
If you told me there was a modern unicorn pig, I would believe you.
I know. But there's not. I wouldn't do that to you. Because I did think about it beforehand.
So you're a doctor.
And now you would definitely know if I tried. So that to me looks maybe like there's some rugosity for
Yeah.
a keratin sheath of some kind.
Yeah.
Like a horn.
Yeah.
As opposed to just a flesh nugget. Or like a bony, like hairy
Knob.
thing.
Right.
But that's about all I could find out about Cubanicurus is
Wow.
is
When did it live? Do you know how old it is?
I want to say it's Miocene, but
Okay.
I don't remember offhand.
I mean, it looks big and chunky. Yeah, and then I just wonder, so do they have like a big enough sample to know if it's sexual dimorphism, or is it that the females currently are being called a different genus?
I think it was a combination of they were initially being called a different genus, and there was a paper that's like, yeah, probably these are not. But I don't think it actually fully redescribed all of them.
Yeah.
Some of them it definitely did because they were found at the exact same site. But some of the others, it's not as clear.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang. That's okay, Entelodonts, you got some competition in cool pig thing department. Yeah, but seriously, that really looks like a pogo stick. Like, oh, just hop on.
And obviously all of these stupid horns are for like sexual signaling and sometimes for
So
combat.
it's fitting. Yeah.
And
so
pigs do a lot of combat, but
look at those.
the fucking tusks are bigger.
The tusk.
Like, I think it didn't need a horn on top of things. And a lot of pigs will get really inflated zygomatic arches. Like their
Right.
cheekbones will get really big to help protect their eyes when they're doing like their crazy head wrestling, biting shit.
Oh, sure.
But the horn in the middle of the forehead's not going to do too much protection unless it's attached to like a whole bunch of flesh somehow. I don't know. Maybe it's hair. Just like a toupee.
like a little, right. Or like I'm thinking like emo boys, how it covers up their eyes.
Oh, so
it was
sexy.
just like, let me get my flesh and cover my eyes with my fleshy horn. Oh, gross. Yeah. The things like, right, the billboards of this world of like, here, I have a forehead. Let me put a message on it.
Look at my forehead. Look at my forehead.
I'm not great at wrestling with the other boys, but look at my big forehead.
Throbbing forehead.
Yeah, and my thick ass jaw, man. Look at that fucking ramus. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So, like you mentioned, not spiraling.
Not spiraling. Again, that's like...
Technically, it did say single longhorn, and I would not call that a longhorn.
I mean, rude. You don't say that to the dude, to his face. That is kind of a question I'm getting from this is I know you have your categories for the unicorn, and it also kind of seems that a subset of these means it's a male. All unicorns are boys.
That is quite possible depending on what you choose as your unicorn representative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it seems to be mostly in the fellas.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, so we're going to move on to the more classic artiodactyl headgear now. Artiodactyls are even-toed animals.
So now that we're
fully
deep in this episode.
So there are...
If you've listened to the pod, you should know by now what an artiodactyl is. No one else does in any other part of your life, but we
they
do.
should, and they will, and I make certain of that. So I got to read one of Edward Davis's papers for this. Both of our advisor for your undergrad and my grad program.
Yep.
Loves artiodactyl headgear.
Yep.
And he points out that there are kind of 4 kinds of artiodactyl headgear. He didn't talk about Cabanicurus.
Wow.
So I don't know what's going on with that.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I just follow-up paper with Meaghan, obviously.
Follow-up paper. Come on. So the first one that he lists is antlers, right? So antlers, you only find them in cervids, only found in deer.
Deer
and
things.
they are actual bone that sticks out of your head.
It's fucking crazy.
So it's not covered in flesh. It's not covered in keratin. It is bone.
When it's growing, it's covered in a very
It's covered in
fine
velvet to help grow.
And it hurts if you touch them. They told me that when I tried to pet a baby caribou. Anyway.
Yeah. So it's just a sensitive bone.
Me
and then
too.
it becomes a non-sensitive bone.
And then they fucking drop it and grow them
and regrow
every
it.
year. It's insane because moose are technically deer by this definition and elk. And they're racks. I mean, it was a big-ass rack. I've always been amazed by that. They eat plants and they grow bones out of their face every year and then drop them.
High calcium plants, maybe.
Yeah, and if you could drop them closer to my house, it'd be really nice.
So we've got antlers and then horns, which we talked about a little bit with Arsinotherium. So a horn is technically we're not talking about the keratin, the fingernail horn. We're talking about the cool artiodactyl horn, which would be a bony center with a keratin sheath, and neither of those shed. So cow horns, you don't shed. They have feeling in them. And buffalo, all of those sorts of things. Muskox, they have horns.
Right.
And yeah, they don't shed. That's a big difference, and it's important.
Right.
Ossicones, which we briefly mentioned earlier, are bony projections that are covered in skin and or hair. These are what you think of with giraffes.
And they're thought to just be, are they a display thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at my ossicones.
Look at my sexy ossicones.
Oh, yeah. Look at my set.
And of course, with ossicones, you have to be more careful because it is bone.
Yeah.
And it's not like antlers, which is bone that you can get rid of and redo. So if you fracture an ossicone, you are in a lot of pain for a while until it heals. And then I didn't realize, and I feel very embarrassed by this, I didn't realize pronghorns technically had a different category.
I was wondering about where they fit in with all of this.
Yes. So pronghorn antelope, I always thought they just had ossicones because I didn't think about it too hard, and I've never touched one.
And I'm also surprised that Edward didn't beat that into you.
Yeah.
He's such a violent guy.
He's so
just really. But isn't he like Dr. Pronghorn? Isn't that what he literally? Anyway.
Yeah. So pronghorns are there. He called them pronghorns because there's nothing else that has them. They are almost an ossicone because they are bony projections.
Right.
They're covered in
their skulls.
Skin and hair, and a keratin sheath.
Right.
And that keratin sheath gets shed every year.
Wow.
So they're doing it all. They're going full fingernail, but they like to drop their fingernails.
Wow. So if a cow lost its keratin sheath all the time, it would be similar to a pronghorn.
Yeah. Meanwhile, if a cow lost its keratin sheath, it might die.
But you also
they bleed so badly.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But you said it has the skin and hair. Where is that? Is that like between the keratin sheath and the bone, or on top of the keratin sheath?
Because you have to have something to cover your bone when you're regrowing your keratin sheath.
Because usually it's just a knob that's being, like with a rhino or like a...
Because they don't ever lose it.
Oh, because they don't ever lose it. But it's hollow because they're losing it and it... No, because there's something in there, Amy. It's the bone.
Well, yeah, because...
Oh my God. They lose those? What is the growbacks like? Is that...
Apparently...
can we find pronghorn sheds?
Apparently.
Fuck. What have I been doing with my life?
I know. I didn't know that.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So... If we're looking at artiodactyls, we have a lot of headgear types to choose from.
Yeah, right. Okay, sure. Bringing it back.
Yep.
Sorry, I got down into pronghorn there for a second. They're so cool. Anyway.
Yeah. And although by and large, these are bilaterally symmetrical, which is really going to be the sticking point for the unicornization of an artiodactyl, you do have some that like to develop central horns. But it was always a third or a fifth central horn.
Sure. So kind of like rhinos, you can't go to middle horn forehead first.
Yes.
There's different pathways you have to activate to get to that one. Damn, that's cool.
Yeah.
Man, God, you're so clever.
And I believe they're actually growing together technically. So it is still sort of a form of bilateral symmetry. And most of them are forked. So these are the paleomoricids and the dromomoricids, which are different now. They used to be in the same family. But North American dromomoricids are not paleomoricids.
Oh my God. Someone listening is really... You better get it straight, Meaghan.
So these would be things like Synthetaceras. I didn't pull any of those images, but that's a crazy Google dive of just things that have, it's like they just decided, you know what, I want a lot more horns and I'm gonna make them fork. But protoceratids and paleomoricids, I believe, both have some forking involved in their horns, whereas dromomoricids don't. They don't like to fork.
Okay.
That's why they're dead.
That's what Dromomorix said.
That's what Dromomorix said last night. And they are ossicones. So they're most likely closely related to giraffes. They're not keratinized covers. They are ossicones.
They're ossicones. Okay. So we're
Although,
out by...
I don't know how to tell the morphological difference between a keratin sheath that sheds every year on top of an ossicone versus an ossicone.
Fair.
Yeah. So in every paleomoricid, dromomoricid, protoceratid case, they all have at least two horns, even if they have a central horn.
Okay.
So none of them qualified. So sorry. Protoceratids and paleomoricids.
Wow. Big names, though. Yes. Impressive names. And, again, thank you for the jokes last night.
So, and I think that this might actually be partly because of how artiodactyls use their headgear. Like, they're using it for wrestling. They're using it for headbutting and stuff. They're not using it for stabbing. Because if they are an artiodactyl that likes to stab other artiodactyls, they have fangs.
Oh.
They have tusks.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, we're thinking about all of the different...
So, let's talk about bovids. Okay. So, this would be cows, sheep, buffalo, those sorts of things, where they have the bony core and the keratin sheath that they are supposed to keep forever.
Keep forever. Well, which came first, the pronghorn or the bovids?
I guess I don't know, actually.
I mean, they probably both have independently done some shit since then, so shouldn't compare it to your great-great-great-great-great-greats. It's always a curious data point, though.
It is a curious data point.
Yeah. How old are you? Go on.
I found a couple of weird things out about horns that I didn't know and should have known, because I have bovids, as I'm sure you've heard. I have sheep. And some of them have horns.
I know. I don't expect you to... I have a child. I don't know everything about him.
Well, one of my problems with my sheep is that, and this is why we got rid of the horned ram, is that horns aren't always nice horns. Sometimes you get what are called skir horns, which are like fingernails you just keep losing, but with the blood component.
Ew.
So a skir horn, so when a baby bovid is born, for about the first week,
bovid is born.
it's little bone. If you look at an adult bovid or a week old or more bovid, you are going to see the horns have fused to the skull.
Yeah.
But they don't start out that way. For about the first week of life, it is technically a little bone that is free floating in the skin.
So it's an osteoderm for a week?
Functionally, it's an osteoderm for a week.
Wow. So temporary osteoderm.
Temporary osteoderm.
Wow.
But
Damn.
if you have skir horns, it's not temporary. It's
Oh.
permanent. So because it's not very well rooted, you're more likely to potentially lose the horn. Or in the case of my sheep, if they headbutt one another a little bit too hard, they will lose the fingernail sheath. And it's still a horn. They don't get very long horns, fortunately, but it's still a horn. So it's still bloody and painful. And
Right.
I had one of them last year knock their horn off against my leg.
Ew.
So gross.
Ew.
So gross. So,
that's an impressive leg.
mhm.
Does it grow back?
Yes.
So it will grow
So
back.
it'll do it again and again and again.
So it does kind of have its own cyclical nature to it. It just...
And of course, because it has blood in there to develop that keratin, every time that they knock one off, it bleeds and it becomes like an infection risk. So,
Sure.
yeah. So that's why we got rid of the ram. But I did keep one of the ewes that had the skir horns because I love her. And all of her babies have skir horns. And it's terrible. So Stu has developed skir horns.
Oh, no.
Yes.
So it's like a dominant trait.
Ossicones, I guess, are free-floating until adulthood in giraffes.
Whoa.
Yeah, didn't know that.
I did not know that at all.
Mm-mm.
Whoa. Free float. Okay, so
And
they
by free-floating,
really
we
are...
mean in the skin. They're not like above the head.
Yeah.
Levitating above the skull.
But it's like it definitely isn't used for any type of intra-specific combat then, if it's literally...
Especially not until you're an adult.
At least,
Yeah.
right, but you got to practice.
Yeah. And so the formation of these things is kind of what makes it really difficult to have a central horn because they are bilaterally symmetrical. It makes way more sense for them to have things on the side because they're not using them to stab things. But that doesn't mean you can't make a unicorn. So let's go down. I believe.
So if they're a freak.
Yes. So this is Lancelot the unicorn.
Oh my God.
This is I believe it's Ringling Brothers unicorn that was active in the 70s, despite the weird nature of those photographs.
Right. Yeah, well, the one on the right. Yeah, for sure.
Yes. And it turns out that this method of making a unicorn has been known for a very long time. It's just that the Ringling Brothers decided to exploit it so that they could have a unicorn, who they named Lancelot, who traveled with them for a very long time. And then may have been replaced by a second Lancelot.
Sure. Sure.
So what animal is Lancelot?
Oh. My first instinct was goat.
Correct.
Okay.
Lancelot is a goat.
I was kind of thinking in the vein of, I'm sorry, that's the unicorn that we get?
That's the unicorn we get, bitch. That's what we get.
Yeah, you can tell it's got those demon eyes. I know your sheep have it too. Freaks
and
me out.
He's always showing you his butthole, right? His tail's
Always
up.
showing you. You've told me that. Damn it. I mean, my instinct was right.
You don't want to look at the eyes. That's not how you tell a sheep versus a goat. You look at the butthole.
Look at
if
the
you
butthole.
can see it, it's a goat.
Sheep are demure. Yeah.
So Lancelot the goat, when he was less than a week old, they took his horns and they pushed them together.
Oh.
You say, oh, but apparently it's not painful. And it's not...
How would we know that?
They do show pain. You can tell when a sheep is in pain. We've removed some horns sometimes, and then you can tell that hurts them. So, you just kind of, instead of letting things shift out, you shift things in.
It's like a bonsai.
Which I wonder if next year when Argali has babies,
oh my God,
maybe I should put a headband on them to try and get those skir horns to stick.
Is that like in what country is that? Is like Inca or whatnot when they did all
like the flathead?
Yeah, the exactly the babies.
I won't
with
put that tight of a headband on them.
Oh,
It's just for a week, right?
I see. So do you want to do it with the ones that already have the skir horns?
I think the ones that already have the skir horns is probably too late.
Oh, by that point, it's too late.
Yes, at least for directing the development
But would you
of the
try
horns.
to do it with your one that's more prone to skir horns, just to, or would that make any difference?
I think I just knock off his horns. Or her horns.
Right, sure, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Lancelot, his horns are growing together. He's a white goat, in case you're not looking at these pictures, and he's got a nice little beard. He had, I guess, a very interesting story where, like, people kept calling the, like, animal control on the Ringling Brothers because they assumed that this was animal cruelty. But it was determined that, no, Lancelot may have some weird horns that are growing together in the center.
Okay.
That doesn't technically actually hurt him. He seems very, very happy. And
no comment.
No comment, yes. So, seems to not be
Yeah,
painful.
sure. On the right, he looks ecstatic. He's mid-jump. He's elated.
Yeah, so that's the closest
Wow.
unicorn because it got pushed together purposefully. Now, that said, you can do that sort of thing, theoretically, with other animals, right?
Sure.
Because if it's just about directing the horns to grow together in the
Right.
center, you know,
Oh, God.
you can... No. These are all natural cases next. You could make a one-horned giraffe, and it could take a long time because they don't settle.
Right.
Now, deer are a little bit different, I guess, because
sure.
the horns, I believe, the buttresses for the antlers, which would direct which direction the antlers go, those I think are pretty settled, so you'd have to break them, which
Okay. Well,
they think naturally is what happened to
when we go into
this one.
Oh, wow. It's like very Harry Potter wizarding hat / wand on a face.
Yep. So it is one super antler.
Yeah.
And they think that it was probably injured pretty early on in its development. And instead of being separated,
Wow.
those antler bony parts grew together. And then
Wow.
the antler forms basically one singular antler. Because
And
it doesn't
doesn't
run
go
together.
away.
And does not go away.
Is it like a
It
devil's?
does shed, apparently. Or, I mean, I guess they don't know for sure because
They
this is a skull.
just as a dead one, right? They hadn't here, but right, because like I know if they get damaged, because we did that thing on moose racks, and if they damage their rack, it will grow back one last time, but look really disturbingly
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little like devil's antler or something like that.
Yeah. So I think I
Wow.
have another one, right? Oh, that's right. So yeah, so there's a couple of unicorn deer that have been found in the wild. It's not going to be something that's common. There are certain deer species where their antlers grow closer together than others. So this is more likely to happen in roe deer, for example.
Okay,
Because
sure.
they're more pointy uppy than pointy outy.
Yeah.
And then I want to end this on a pictograph. Now, this set of pictographs I found on a website that basically was claiming unicorns must have been real.
Oh.
Because these, I guess actually these are petroglyphs and pictographs. They have
Both carved and
painted. Yeah. So what do you think of these as evidence of unicorns?
I mean, you could just be looking at a deer from a side.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought, is that if this is a unicorn, the more concerning thing is that it maybe only has 2 legs.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. Like obviously the artist is, it would skew the perspective to add a second horn, but not a second set of legs. So yeah, to me, and the one on the left is very much a bear. So
Yeah,
there's no hooves going on there. So that is a bear with a snorkel on its face.
Yeah. So what animal do you think is the most... So let's go back to our definition of the unicorn, I guess.
Oh.
So our definition of the unicorn is a beast with a single large pointed spiraling horn projecting from its forehead.
Oh, I think it's your pig.
Yeah, I think it's either the pig or if you don't include the cloven hooves, it's the narwhal.
It's the narwhal. Yeah, I think modern, it's definitely narwhal. But like, is it its mouth or is it its forehead that comes out of?
It's the forehead. Well, it's the mouth that it's coming out of on the narwhal, but it's kind of poking up, and it's hard to tell what's face and what's
Where is
forehead.
its right? Like, where is it relative to its eyes? Because like, like the thing I liked about the pig is it was like clearly forehead, but it wasn't spiraled.
It's
So
definitely
narwhal-
streamlined. So you would say it's more coming out of the nose if you're going with the classic nose placement, but of course the nose is up higher, so it's really more of a chin tusk.
Right. But I'm happy to give narwhal the modern title. I want the pigs to have the deep time title.
Yeah, pigs deep time, especially since if that linear surface is for a keratin sheath. Some keratin sheaths are curled and twisted, and we don't know what it would have looked like.
Right, yeah, but it looked like it was for her pleasure, baby.
All right.
Wow, damn. Horns in weird places.
Horns in weird places. And that's my journey down unicorn land.
Down the unicorn. I mean, thought your definition was a single woman who is attracted to both.
No. I wouldn't ascribe that to any of these animals.
We don't know. We weren't there.
They don't know. That's all for this episode. If you like the podcast, be sure to rate and review us on your listening platform of choice. We really appreciate it. If you'd like to hear more and support the show, you should consider following us on Patreon. Not only do you get exclusive content and early episode access, you also support our scientific research, our wonderful editor, Max Scott, and you pay for things like our awesome new theme song from Joaquin Herreros. Thank you for listening.